Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another video, and this is one that I did not expect to do in January or so early on in January. The Stepford Cuckoos Walgreens Exclusive figure is here. They just hit California today, Chicago I want to say yesterday or the day before, so they are hitting out there. Be sure to check your Walgreens this week. I don't know when exactly you guys will be getting them, but California just got them today, and you know what? This thing is awesome and I can't wait. I'm just so excited. We got so many figures so quick. Walgreens just got the Demogoblin wave, just got the Super Skrull wave, and now the Walgreens exclusive. It's just crazy that so fast, so quick, all of a sudden, here we go. But anyway, the Stepford Cuckoos. This is the Walgreens exclusive X-Men figure and looking awesome. I was lucky enough to find 3 out in the wild. Looks like stores are getting 2 to 3. Maybe they'll get more, maybe they'll get less. Who knows how it's going to work? Distribution for the Walgreens exclusives are not as good as they used to be, but everyone complained about how they were all peg warmers, Medusa everywhere, Black Ant everywhere, Yellow Daredevil everywhere, and yet we do all the complaining. They say, okay, they're not going to release so many figures, and then what happens? There's not enough to go around, but they also do the stuff where we need to buy 3 of one figure so we can use all the different heads, and this is what happens. Anyway, you guys can tell I'm very excited to get to it. So here is the figure. You can see we have one extra set of interchangeable hands in there. We got the 2 interchangeable heads, so we can have the 3 Stepford Cuckoos, the 3 sisters. There's supposed to be more, but something happened. Anyway, we'll get right to it. The side artwork looking very awesome. You can see the 3 of them right there looking very cool. Here at the back of the package, we have a comic art style of all 3 of them looking very good. Now, let's get and check out that bio. UPC down, check out my Instagram for the post for that. Let's see the bio. Stepford Cuckoos, psychically linked mutants. The Cuckoo sisters are powerful clones of the telepath Emma Frost. So if you guys think it's weird that I'm calling them cuckoos, that's actually how it's pronounced. They're not cuckoos, although I think that's kind of maybe how it's supposed to look. It is pronounced cuckoos, if in case you guys are wondering why it sounds like that. But there is the figure looking very awesome. Now, I don't have a whole lot of information on who the Stepford Cuckoos are, other than from what I have seen in the X-Men TV show, The Gifted, the live-action show, which is actually a very good show, so it's unfortunate that it didn't get renewed for a Season 3. Both seasons were really good. I think Season 2 was actually a little bit stronger, in my opinion. And then the Stepford Cuckoos actually played a major role in the second half of the first season into the second half of the first season into the second season. They made a huge impact. Esme was kind of the main one, which I don't know if she'd be the blonde one or something. I'm actually going to look that up so I can tell you which one is going to be who, because I don't know which one is who. But anyway, let's get to it and let's take this figure out of the package, or all 3, and see how they look. Okay, and here are the Stepford Cuckoo figures out of the package, and how awesome is this? So it's really cool that we could do and kind of change up all kinds of things. So they had several different looks throughout the comics. This specific look is where 2 of the girls dyed their hair to differentiate themselves from Emma Frost, and I believe this is how it is. So the black hair is Mindy, red hair is Phoebe, and the blonde is Celeste. Almost 90% sure that's what the breakdown is. So Esme and Sophie were actually part of the 5-in-1 when they were first created, but they, I guess, were killed off. They died somehow in the comics. Now, in the TV show, the main one is Esme, so I don't know. They changed up which one survived, kind of thing. So it's Phoebe, Celeste, Mindy. So that's how it goes there. So let's get in for a closer look, and we'll take a look at all 3 of the head sculpts and the accessories that they come with, because one of the things is pretty cool, that these telepathic effects, these clear translucent pieces, those are pretty cool. They come with the what's the word? And I don't know why I can't think of it. Cerebro helmets, because several images that you can find from the comic panels is with them in blonde hair actually wearing the Cerebro helmet. So that's why it is included, and I will be putting that on and see which heads that this actually fits on. So let's get in for a closer look right now. Okay, so here we are up close to Celeste of the Cuckoo sisters, and you can see the head sculpt looks really good. Now it's tough because there's a little bit of pink around their eyes, so their eyes are basically just white with a little bit of hot pink around the eye, and then you have the black mascara. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a little tough finding one pack that has all three heads that have clean eye paint, so that pink is going to be tough. So I kind of picked the best from each one to put on each head. So if you're getting multiples, you shouldn't have a problem, but if you're only going to get one and kind of switch it around, might be tough finding one pack that has three perfectly painted eyes. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, but they're not too bad. So here on the Celeste one, I think I got one that looks pretty good. Now there isn't a whole lot of pink, but it is there. The head sculpt looks really good. They all three use the same head sculpt. They just have different hair pieces, and they're all work out really well, except Mindy. There's going to be some weird things with Mindy, which I'll show you when we get in closer for that. But as you can see, it looks really good. Just pink for the lips there. The sculpt looks pretty good. We have this little tie. We have the schoolgirl outfit, and that looks pretty good. I was a little concerned that all three figures, how they kind of come out of the package with the arms like that. And I was thinking, oh, with a jacketed figure, maybe the arms don't go down to the side. They do. I'll show that when we get over the articulation. But you can see the paint apps throughout this thing are really good. So for the socks, it's actually just a boot swivel or calf swivel right there. So they didn't paint white. That's just a white plastic, so it works out really well. These shoes, I think, are new. I don't recall them being used on anything else. I could be wrong. But there it is. You can see this one has those translucent effect pieces. These look really good. I'm trying to think if these are the same as the flame effects, and I just lost one. If these are the flame effects from like the new Human Torch, I'm going to go back and double check that. But I want to say these are new because these seem a little bit thicker. But these could be the same as the flame effects from the Human Torch. And they're just done in a clear, translucent, little rubbery material. That looks pretty good. Again, we get the Cerebro helmet that comes with each. And you can see has that peg hole in the back, so you know it's the exact same one that came with the Ultimate Riders Professor X. Just doesn't have that weird effect piece in the back. And then they come with one pair of interchangeable hands. So out of the package, they have the two open hands, and they each come with an additional set of fist hands. And then the three different heads. So we saw Celeste. Now let's take a look at Mindy. And you can see this one, I think, on all three of my sets was kind of the trickiest one of getting the best paint apps on the pink. One had almost all pink with very little white. So again, you really want to take a close look at it. The head sculpts are the same. It's just the hair that is different. And this one actually looks really good. But the weird thing is when you get to the back, you can see that gap where that peg hole goes, because it sits, the ball, it's a very big ball peg that the head sits on, and it's very noticeable on the back because the hair is not covering it. You're not going to see it on the other two figures, but you're really going to see it on this one. So the side, depending on how you're taking photography, maybe you aren't getting so much of the back of her head anyway, but just know that that's kind of how it looks. It doesn't sit high, that's how it is on the ball peg there. And she looks pretty good. Here is Phoebe with the red hair, and there is a little bit of a wash in the hair to kind of give it a little bit of a textured look. You know, it's not just a flat red or anything like that. So again, there is texture in there, and I think that looks really good. Okay, now let's check out the articulation. Actually, before articulation, let's try out the Cerebro helmet. Now, most images that you'll find, it's actually when she has blonde hair or they have blonde hair. So I don't know, it's probably the blonde hair one that's gonna work, or maybe the Mindy head. But Phoebe, that's a little tricky. That's not really working out so well. Mindy, come on, we know this one's gonna work, right? Yeah, see, goes on no problem. I feel like I was kind of putting that on weird too. Let's try that again. Yeah, the hair really gets in the way. That's not working out well. So okay, so Mindy, I think this will work. It works okay. Not as good as Mindy. Who did I say this one was? Celeste. So it kind of works, but we know that it works best this way. But based on comic art and stuff, that's not the right hair color for her. But it works out. Okay, so for articulation, she can look all the way down, which is great. She's not going to really look up a whole lot because the hair is going to get in the way. We look at the blonde one, same going down, going up. You actually get a little bit, but not a whole lot. But then when you get Mindy, of course, the short hair, she's going to be the only one that's going to really be able to look up. Shoulders can go up very high. You could get a full rotation in there. Single jointed elbow, of course, with the female figure, and it is a swivel at the elbow as well. And you're going to get a 90-degree only on that elbow. Wrist swivel, and they both hinge, both based on the fist and the open hands there. There's a diaphragm joint because it is a female figure, so you can pivot to the side that much. You can pivot to the other side that much. You can crunch forward a little bit, not a whole lot. You can go back a little bit, but then it's also kind of get in the way with the jacket piece, which is an extra piece there. Again, there's no waist swivel. You can't get the legs to go out that far apart. So this skirt piece is kind of broken up into a couple of two different pieces. So you have the front piece there, and you have the back piece there, and then they have the two flaps so you can kind of get the leg motion going. So you can do the splits that much. You can kick forward very high. You can go back a little bit. There is the upper thigh cut there. Solid double jointed knee. Again, we talked about the calf swivel at the sock, and then the foot hinges all the way down and hinges all the way up. And there is a nice ankle pivot there with peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So solid articulation for these figures. These are the smaller teenage female body mold, and let's see how they look with Emma Frost. Okay, and there are the Stepford Cuckoos with Emma Frost. So there is an image where you can actually see the different color hair. Well, actually, Phoebe doesn't have red hair in the image, but here are the Stepford Cuckoos with Emma Frost, and you can see they do look really good together. One quick thing to note, that I actually think that this head sculpt has a slight resemblance to Skylar Samuels, the actress that portrays the Stepford Cuckoos in the Gifted show. They were actually the Frost sisters, or Frost twins. They weren't the Stepford Cuckoos, they were the Frosts. I actually think that she kind of resembles, so I actually put an image right here so you guys can see. The resemblance is pretty crazy, I think. Alright guys, that is the review of the Walgreens Exclusive Stepford Cuckoos. Again, be on the lookout. They should be hitting any moment now at your guys' local Walgreens store. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this figure. Or do you like it? Are you going to get 3? Are you going to stick with 1? Or are you going to go all out and get 5 and stick them all with the blonde hair and don't even change it up? I'm curious. You guys let me know down below how you guys are going to be displaying these, what your plans are. Hit those comments below. If you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell. And as always, thank you for watching.